if you clicked on this video, then you A, want to make your first $1,000 online, or B, have been wanting or doing YouTube shorts for a while, but don't know what videos are monetizable, how to find videos to create, how to find your niche, how to make videos that actually go viral, and a whole bunch of stuff. And there really isn't any free YouTube shorts course on YouTube, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to come up here to show you guys what to actually do, because I've gathered all the most common questions that you guys have and put it in this video. Now, why should you trust me? Well, let me give you a quick rundown of who I am. I'm Javon, and I've been doing YouTube shorts for about a year now, and I can confidently say that I've grown 2 channels to over 100,000 subscribers that have both gotten hundreds of millions of views and have generated thousands of dollars from at least one of them. The first channel that I did actually wasn't able to get monetized, but if I had this video back then I would have saved countless amounts of hours and I would have made a lot of money on that. But first, I'm going to transition you guys into my PC so I can show you guys a bit of proof. So this is my shorts account. As you can see, I've made 14,000 in the last 28 days. Views have been kind of going down. As you can see, I was getting a lot of views, and if I go to the estimated revenue, I made a maximum of, it was a $900 day. I'll go to like the last 90 days. So in the last 90 days, I'm approaching the 90-day mark. As you can see, I got monetized in August, and all the way up to November 17th, I made 26,000 United States. And if I go into settings, you see that it's in USD. And of course, if I refresh it, it will be the exact same. And as you can see, I had a highest day of, I thought I had a $900 day, but I guess not. Okay, whatever. But anyways, I'm getting 3.1 million views every 48 hours. But this is to show you that this is possible, and I am at 100,000 subscribers on this account. So now that you guys know that I'm being for real with actual proof to show, it is now time to transition back into the camera. The reason I wanted to show you guys that is in the previous video that I made talking about how much money I made in September, people really didn't seem to believe me. And it's weird because it wasn't even a crazy amount of money for that month. But the second money starts getting involved in a conversation is when it is most likely for people to start calling you out on nothing. And believe it or not, this is the first lesson of the course, which is that this is still possible and still does work. It does take time for you to be able to be a high creator in the space, but it all depends on whether you truly believe that you can actually do it. Now that we got all that out of the way, it's now time to show you guys what you've been waiting for. The second part into this is getting the essentials that you need. First thing I recommend is getting you a good video downloader, as I personally use 4K video downloader for the YouTube videos. I use Snaptik for the TikToks, and for Instagram, I use a random Instagram downloader. The next essential you need is the channel to be posting on. In the 0 view video, I mentioned something about channel age doesn't really matter, but it actually kind of does. You want to aim to have a channel that's at least 1 or 2 months old, as that is basically the minimum requirements of a channel age. But of course, older is always better, but this still doesn't mean that you won't encounter a 0 view glitch on your channel, because that is bound to happen to everyone. Next is to get you some good music, but you can just go online to find whatever one you like, but make sure it's not annoying, because when I started doing shorts, I was using this background Kirby music and it was really annoying really fast. And last but not least is the sound effects and visuals. Now, you don't want to skip out on this because this is what's going to make or break your short. I highly advise you guys to invest in some good sound effects, whether that be an online source or a built-in plugin for Premiere Pro, as that's what's really going to transform your short from being mediocre to being the best short of all time. And for the visuals, just go online, search up circle and arrow, just pick whatever one looks the best and then import it into your project. And now we got the essentials out of the way, I think. Oh, actually, one more thing. We got one more essential, which is the voice that you're going to be using. Now, personally, I like using real voices from real people, and you can hire a voice actor or do it yourself. But a lot of people like using 11 Labs because they seem to think that AI voices are the future. But pick whichever one you want. You can go on 11 Labs. I know Artlist.io has their new voiceover feature, which actually looks pretty good. So all the next points that I'm going to be talking about are going to be straight from my PC. So I'm going to move myself all the way to the corner of the screen, and you guys are going to see my setup and everything that I do to make a new short. And this is where the real secrets come out, because I'm not hiding anything. Alright guys, so we are now transitioned into my PC. I'm wearing this big ass headset, and because I'm not trying to be listening to through my speakers so you can pick it up on the microphone, you know, basic stuff. But anyways, we're going to be going through the first step, which is picking your niche, and this is literally what everyone starts off with. But of course, we have to start with it because it is the most important thing to actually do. Do not get that right, then you will be having a very bad time on YouTube. So to do niche research, all you're going to do, and you can see this is my brand new channel, and if I go view it, I made this channel back in March 2024, so that was like the start of this year, I guess. So this is a good channel to start posting on. Oh, that's another thing, I already have all these things enabled, such as the posts and community posts and things like that, but I will be going through that at the near like the middle of the part. So we're gonna go into YouTube Shorts.
Why so serious?
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the audio. Okay, so basically to find your niche, you're just gonna do this. Bam, bam, bam. When I start scrolling, it's gonna be a bunch of this random stuff. So I like to call this the new YouTube algorithm. Basically, it will show you the most random stuff to kind of get an idea of what you're looking for on the platform. So as of right now, I'm getting the relatable stuff and like the funny stuff. Like if you were to open up a new Instagram account and start scrolling, it'd be very similar to this. It's gonna be like the cat niche or like some random relatable stuff like this. But you go like stuff like this, I never get this on my actual For You page. But so here we go. This is what we are wanting though. Videos like this.
Mascots make $400,000 a year. This is Freddie Falcon, and he's swinging from 900 feet in the air. He did this to
Boom. So we found this guy, and let's see his channel. So he has 38,000 subscribers and 89 videos. You know what? Not too bad, not too bad. But where it really needs to look at is the views. So if we go to his most popular, we'll see that this was his most viral one, this one that I'm watching right now. So this means that YouTube is still pushing this video in general, so it's showing to new people, probably to some old people as well. But his second most viral video is only 2.6 million, and then it goes on to 780,000 now. I would avoid this at all costs because number one, I just know this niche is super saturated. It's kind of just like random stuff. And the whole point of why this guy went viral with this video but nothing else is because like there's no consistency in the video. So you see, this is the football. Let's just classify this as a football. We got a dog owner running away. We have a US soldier. Like, what is this niche that he's doing? He's doing random stuff that does not make sense. And then another thing you want to look at is the top 5 or 6 videos right here. So we got this big one in the millions, millions, no millions, no millions, no millions, no millions. And that's one more thing that you want to look at, because I would not go in this niche. It's going to be super hard to, but if I were to go in this niche, I would definitely dial in my content. But he is just taking random stuff online and trying to make it his own. This is not a good niche. I'm gonna automatically decline, thanks. But what I will do is like the video, maybe do a comment to engage with it, so this type of videos will come back on my For You page or whatever. So this is another one that I want to look at. So this is not a good niche for AdSense, that is. So for AdSense, people will actually make these accounts with the intention of not getting it monetized, simply because you can get monetized through other ways, such as using music contracts and using maybe some ads or something. But usually people do this for music contracts. This guy clearly isn't using any because it would show in the bottom right.
Who is more easily me?
So he's kind of just missing out on money, and there is no way that this guy is monetized. If this guy is monetized, then I don't know. Like, but if I guarantee you this guy is not monetized.
Could you threaten me?
Sorry, I just want to.
And look at
Could you threaten me?
YouTube is just pushing the most viral videos to your account of each person's. Okay, watch this though. Bam. Let's go here. Facts. Popular.
You say doesn't.
What did I say? The most viral video is always being pushed. So this is what's gonna happen when you are in the general space of when you first start posting. So by the way, if you guys don't know about, oh, how do you know this niche is not monetizable? Well, if we take a look at a thing called Here's Freshie, this is actually my account, believe it or not. Now it has 19 videos. It used to have a bunch more, but like a lot of stuff went down. I deleted a bunch of videos and then started redoing it with voiceovers because I did get monetized, but then they took monetization away from me. Long story short, this is my channel, 150,000. I was making videos like this.
Traffic's never gonna end, I'll show you my
And this
rear end.
basically would never get monetized ever, even though I have this crazy editing. But I kind of just quit on this channel completely. But basically, you're just gonna keep scrolling until you find something. I really want to find a niche that I could actually go into, and this is by far the most time-consuming part. So if this take like, come on, you got OnlyFans girls here, come on. One more thing before we move on is you got to make sure it's sustainable. So I like to go for these styles of content where it has a narration on top of a viral video, simply because it's easy to scale it. Because when you get an editor and you start getting even like voice actors or script writers and things like that, it's going to be a lot easier to fund this, because you can be charging below like $50 a video, like $50 like maximum for a video like this. And I'd even pay like $20 just for my voiceover, and then I'll send it to the editor. Like, it is super easy to scale this, and that's how I was able to scale my channel from making $0 all the way up to making the first 5-figure month on it, because it's just so scalable. And even if you don't want to hire anyone, it's so easy to do by yourself that you can continue doing it. Like, I'm still doing everything that I do right now until I start picking up some other stuff. but this is a good place to start because it's so easy to go viral and make money through this. This is the thing that you want to avoid, is getting trapped in the YouTube short scrolling thing, but this is for research purposes. Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna pick a niche. I'm just gonna pick a random one. Like I said, we're gonna go into funny. Now this is super overplayed, but let's just get some videos. Okay, whatever. We're gonna pick the cat niche. I did want to try finding something that's similar. Hold on. Perfect. Okay, we got a good video right here. We're gonna move this straight into Instagram. So now you picked your niche, you know how to, the scalability, you know everything to it. It's now time for you to find videos in that niche. Now, how are you gonna do it? Well, as you can see, this is my new Instagram account, Rise in Vision. I made this for some reason. I was gonna make motivational content. I was gonna go crazy on affiliate marketing and make a course on how to be the best Sigma, but you know, things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So now we're here, and as you can see, these are my reels. This is not a good start. Oh, hell no. Okay, yeah, no. So these are my reels. As you can see, we are not getting the best, and the best way to actually shape your Instagram is to do this method. So I'm gonna go on search, and I'm gonna search up funny cat videos. And by the way, this method that I'm teaching right now was actually first shown inside of my Discord server that you guys can join completely for free. I'm not selling anything in there yet. I'm still deciding on what to do, but as of right now, I have a lot going on. So you guys can join it. There's a lot of people in there that are actively talking. I think, you know, there's a lot of people that have channels and are all wanting to grow as much as you are. I'm not personally going to be as active in it right now just because I'm focusing on my channels. I overlooked how many people were actually going to join the server, and it's super overwhelming, not gonna lie, for the amount of people that join. But I'm super grateful for everyone that has joined and is actually talking to people and answering questions and things like that. Anyways, let's go into this funny cat videos. Oh, you know what, this might not work on PC, whatever. We're gonna go, so if you're, it's better to do this on the phone. You're gonna search up funny cat videos. You're gonna search up whatever you want in your niche, and what you're gonna do is go on your phone or PC, but let's just say I'm on your phone. You're gonna scroll over to the Reels tab on your phone. Then you're just gonna start scrolling, liking, and engaging with all those videos right now. And I'm gonna try doing the exact same on PC. Let's see if it works. So we got this cat video. I'm gonna add a comment being like, yes, bam. Posted that comment, I engage with it, and it might not be this good, but yes, like, comment. And I'm gonna do this like a couple times. I might do this for like a few minutes, 10 minutes. You want to be sure to be engaging with these cat videos on Reels. Okay, so I just engaged with a couple. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it should work a lot better. So remember, you should have been scrolling for like maybe at least 10 minutes on Instagram Reels on your phone. So now what I'm gonna do is make my way to the Reels tab on the laptop, PC, or phone, and you're gonna start scrolling until you can eventually, oh, this might not be working. Okay, I don't think this is gonna, no, this is definitely not working. It's not working with the mouse trap. But basically, when you keep scrolling on your Reels page, you're gonna start finding a bunch of other cat videos similar to what you were wanting from here, but it's going to be a lot more dialed in onto the Reels thing, simply because you're finding videos that have already blown up and are now being pushed on the Reels tab instead of you having to actually find it. And these are videos that are now trending, whereas this is kind of just like old videos. Like, you can see the quality of it was not good. And for TikTok, good luck finding videos on TikTok. My best bet is to do this. Bam, funny cat videos, and just go on this. And I don't really know if you'll end up seeing this on your For You page. You might, or you may not, but I don't really like TikTok and it's getting banned, so screw this. So anyways, the reason I'm not too worried about finding videos for my cat niche is simply because when I was scrolling on YouTube Shorts, after doing the exact same method, so I did that 200 cat IQ, I also did the funny cat moment and started scrolling through and doing all that stuff. When I go on my shorts, oh yeah, of course, because why would, but it started showing me a few cat videos, and it kind of works on YouTube, kind of doesn't. But I got this cat video here, and the reason I picked this cat video over all the other ones is, number one, I'm guessing it's gonna have a strong hook, and this is a strong hook. This is a very strong hook. You got some instant movement in there. You don't really know what's going on. And if you read the title, When a Kitten Misunderstands Kindness, when you read this, you think that there's something that's going to twist in the story. And those are the best videos to find. You want to find videos that you can see have a twist in it. So you don't want a story that's like this. So let's say, for an example, this cat was just pawing at the whatever this is, the treat the whole time for the whole video. It's going to be a lot harder for you to go viral and actually make a good story, whereas I'm guessing something crazy or like a flip happened. So let me see. Cat video, or cat doing that. There's the flip right here. right when the cat starts eating it and starts to like it, that is the flip in the narrative. I don't know what they call it. Some like, I don't know, man. I didn't really pay attention in ELA, but I didn't really pay attention. But basically there's a flip. There's something that you can twist that will stun the viewer and will most likely want to watch the whole video all the way through and end up giving you a like and a comment. This is a very good video because it has that twist. So next thing, like I said, the essential you also need is a good video downloader. So like I said, I have a thing called 4K video downloader. This is free. Basically, this is everything that I use on it, and I am going to right click this, do that, copy link, go here, paste it, and then it's going to paste it into my thing to download. And boom, I'm going to show in folder, and then it's going to show up in the thing, whatever folder you want. And I have a second monitor looking right here, so got it there. But let's say you want a good Instagram one, then just go on Safari or whatever, search up Instagram downloader, Snap Insta. You can see the first one up here. I use this one to download my TikToks, and that is pretty much it. So now we're going to make our way into the video editing software. And what I'm going to do is open a new project. Oh, wait, this is different. I'm going to call it the pretty sick name. Boom. Now this is my setup that I use, but let's just go into the editing one. This is where you guys all start out in. What? Okay. Premiere Pro just acting up right now. So we got all this stuff in here. We got the files. So I usually, for short form content specifically, I like dragging this to the very corner here and then bringing this a bit down like this. And then what I also like to do is have everything in this top one. What the? Now this is personal preference, but I like doing this. Then I put that there and move this down. Then what do I do with this top one? Well, I put it here, then here, then here. Move that. Everything's looking good. I'll also raise this a bit. And obviously I'm going to change a couple of these. Like, I don't really need that, I don't think. Scopes I need. And then one more thing you're going to want is, if you have Adobe Premiere 2025, is properties. You're going to need this. You will need this because the essential graphics aren't the exact same thing anymore. So now this is the setup that I will be using. And if you guys are questioning what these things are, such as the Premiere Composer and 4 Editors Edition, I bought this as a thing, not sponsored, no affiliates in the link or anything, but I like using this for sound effects because they have a very good catalog of sound effects that I like using, such as like it's, let me show you the guns. So it's pretty cool to have that right here. You also got the Premiere Composer. Everyone uses these sound effects, so if you're going to use this, really turn it down because no one wants to hear that. It's now time for what you've all been waiting for, which is the editing. So how I like to start off my videos is finding what the context of the video is, and then making a voiceover and a script on it, depending on what it is. So first thing, I'm going to make a script in like, I might just start saying some things at the top of my head, but basically with the script, you want to make it straightforward and easy to follow, basically. So first thing I'll do is name it. So cat doesn't like treats. And I'm going to start off by saying, when this cat was refusing to eat this, eat. Let's take a look at the video and see what else he does. And now a lot of you would be like, thought it was an enemy, but then once he figured out it was a treat, no, I'm not stopping there. We got to extend this as long as you can, because the second you stop talking in the voiceover is typically when your retention will start going down. So thought it was his enemy, didn't really spell it right. Thought it was an enemy. Another key thing that I like doing is adding a but, because this is going to stop the viewer and make it think that, like, sidetrack it almost into thinking what you are going to say. So, but what the cat didn't realize. Okay, so this is an okay script. So next thing I'm going to do is just start talking in it, because I don't really have much to, I don't really want to put it in AI voice because that's just so much work. So let's go. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. Cat was refusing to eat. So now we got the voiceover done. And now I'm going to cut this piece up into the little pauses so I don't have to pause. So I'm going to basically cut here, and any empty space with this flat line, you're going to get rid of. So I'm going to cut this with the scissor tool. If you guys don't know what that is, then I recommend you learn Premiere Pro. Okay. Oh, get roasted. Bam, bam. Get the stupid thing. Okay, technically you should be seeing what video parts you want to cut out before doing that, but then this is the ripple delete. You click in the middle and do that to get the spaces out. So now let's listen to it. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. So now, overall, this video might not do the best because it's a 10-second video and I don't really have the willpower to come up with like more yap and more random stuff to start filling in. But you want to get out of this 10-second to 12-second videos. I'd say at least make videos that are 15 seconds long, but you never want to overextend it. So if it is going to be a 12-second video and it's really a good video, then just keep it. But I'm not really in the mood to make another like 10 seconds. But essentially, you just want to describe what's going on in the video while making sure you don't bore the viewer with anything. And of course, my voiceover was a bit bad. This cat was refusing to eat his food, but it should do the job. Maybe the swipe rate will be good. Next thing you want to focus on is the audio. And now this is what a lot of people like to do last. And actually, you know what? We'll do it last, because the next thing we're going to be doing is the text. Boom. So what you're going to do is go into Windows and then click the text, and then boom, it's going to be right here. So I like doing the text next because it will lead into the next part. So I'm going to transcribe this, and then I'm going to click the CC single. I'm going to make everything short, and I don't have any style saved, so we're going to make one together. Hope you're ready. So what we're going to do is go into the properties panel. We're going to click a text icon. Now this is going to select it, and you're going to get all these settings right here. But what you're going to do is tap it. Make sure it goes in the middle using this square grid thing here. And I like to have my text like 60. No, hell no. What the? More like 80. 80 seems pretty good. And then I'm going to change the text to, let's do this. Bam. This is just a random font that I'm using. It's an Apple one. I'm going to get rid of the shadow, and you will see why in a second. I'm going to add a stroke for 10 just because it looks a bit nice. So now, once we did it for this one, you're going to see that nothing else is going to be it. That's because you're going to have to click this and then make your way to this plus icon, create style. Then you're just going to name it. Bam. And now you're going to see that every single one of these texting, every single one of these text has this thing. What the? Am I poor? Why am I using half? Now, this isn't the best text. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain, like CapCut-y. And I think it's because of how bold this thing is, but it might change when I use my drop shadow on it. But next thing that a lot of people don't actually do is change the amount of words in each text box. So I'll go through this now to make sure everything I say makes sense. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. So overall, this looks pretty good to the normies that don't know what they're looking for. But let me show you why this is actually not good. So let's start going through 2 words right here. This is like, this can automatically bring retention down because there's 2 things static. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find where I kind of split it. So it's going to be to eat. So I'm going to split it here, go here, and then I'm going to click T, delete this part. Then I'm going to go back and delete this part. So now we got this. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. You can see food starts here. So I'm going to delete this part here. Now this is just to have an overall more cleaner look. And I think having things like this though, like these are like 2 very small words. So I'm going to keep this here, and I don't really like having back to back, but you know, you can always get away with it. So I'm going to have back to back, but this is way too long. So I'm going to start saying it here. I'm going to delete it. And look at this pause. I don't actually say thinking until here. So what I'm going to do, instead of cutting this pause out, I want to add as much time to it. So I'm just going to extend this instead of doing this. It's not clean at all. It doesn't transition good, but let's like watch. And then also right here, you'll also find that it kind of cuts off the video, like it won't even say it. So I'm going to split it here. But what the cat did, and for this part, even though the words are short, I want to have it single because the viewer still doesn't see. I didn't even say he, I said it. Was attacking was a treat all along, and then he starts to eat it. Boom, pretty good. This cat So now what we're going to do is highlight these all captioned, go into graphics and titles, upgrade to captions or graphics, and boom. Are you guys still following along? Probably not, because this is probably the worst video editing tutorial. This is more so for the people that are actually doing YouTube shorts. And if you guys want an actual like full breakdown of Premiere Pro, then I don't know, man. Like it's a lot to understand, and I'm not the best teacher for this type of stuff. But anyways, we are now here, and what I'm going to do is highlight these all, go here into my presets, and use this pop-in. So as you can see, he's refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him. And I like my preset the best because it's not anything exaggerated. A lot of these people are using like the most flashy like things to get the text animation, but I just use like a simple pop-in. To make a pop-in thing like this, you're gonna go to transform. You're gonna find wherever it is. I don't even know where it is. And then once you go into transform, you're going to go into the properties, and you're gonna click the scale, and you're gonna make it 90 right here, and then maybe this isn't even like three frames, but go like 2 frames, and then make it another keyframe to 100, and this is what's gonna make that pop-in effect. But to make it more smooth, you're going to also highlight these and right click it to do ease in and ease out, and you're going to have these pop-in things. Now to save this as a preset, you are going to right click this and then click save preset, and then it's going to ask you to save it, and this is just going to save right under your presets right here. You got all those there. So that's just a very quick tutorial on how to do that. Oh, and also make sure to turn this use composite or use composition shutter, and I like to have my shutter angle at, so this is basically adjusts how much your thing has motion blur in it, and this was going to make that smooth effect. So a lot of people use 360, but sometimes it just looks really unnatural, so I really like just using 180 as it gives it that perfect blend of being kind of realistic but also cartoonish at the same time. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. And look at this, I'm going to use a secret preset that I have that's going to change this thing. So you guys really want to make some good text presets because you want to separate yourself. Actually, I have this here usually, but you guys want to separate yourself. So what I'm going to do is have this, and look at this. Thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along, and then he starts to eat it. Perfect video. If you were an idiot, of course this is not done. We still got a lot more to do. Just because I got the voiceover and thing, like this is where most people would kind of quit, but come on, it's not that easy. You got to do more. So what you're going to do next is bring in the visuals that you got, your essentials. So I'm going to go grab mine. I'm going to get this arrow, and I'm also going to get this. That's right. This is, do I recommend you use this? Hell no, because this is way too thick, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I'm going to try, do not use this. I'm just using it because I don't know. Oh my god, why am I using this? But essentially, this cat was refused. Okay, actually no. Okay, let me just be normal. I'm going to be using a red arrow because it's the most universal. I usually like using a circle, but this should be fine. And you want to make sure that your arrow is good enough and in a good space. So I'm not the best with putting these arrows. I'm not really into using the arrows that much, but I'm gonna put it right here because it looks pretty good. Oh, and I have to tell you about the tracking. You want to make sure you track it. And to track it, go click the arrow. You're gonna click the stopwatch beside position, and then you're gonna just basically, oh, I also recommend you click motion on the top because it's gonna allow you to move it. You're gonna click space. Whoa, what the you're gonna click space, and then you're gonna move it, and then I'm actually gonna click the rotation so I can change it as well. Was refusing to eat his food. Whoa. And then I'm just gonna slowly make it fade away because boom. So now we got this cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was, bam. So we got the arrow in place now because this is what's gonna be the visual hook for your video. This cat was refusing to eat it. And some people also like doing a zoom out or like a zoom into the video. So like a lot of people will go into their Premiere Composer, click zoom in, and then you can just delete the first ones. Get this to half. This cat was refusing to eat. Bam. This cat was refusing to eat his food as this cat was refusing to eat, but it kind of looks ass. So actually, maybe they keep this. Nah, hell no. Don't. Some people do that, but you just gotta experiment with what you want to do. So next tip that I'm gonna give you guys is what a lot of creators really don't tell you. I've joined a lot of courses on kind of YouTube shorts, and no one really talks about this, and it is the jump cuts to match with your voice stopping. So as you can see, I have many cuts in between my voiceover. And these are going to be kind of the key points where you want to start splitting your clips as well. And this is just going to make it so it's kind of like jumping and it's always having something constantly in motion. So now what I'm going to do to eat his food, I'm going to delete this whole audio because I'm not using it. And what I'm going to do is split where my audio is, and I'm going to slowly trim it down a bit like this. So now eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So as you can see, this is a lot better. Just a little jump cut. Doesn't really add much to the story other than keeping retention. And one more thing I'm going to look at. So I'm going to make another jump cut here, but I want to match it with me saying hitting, because this is going to make it like just a lot better as well. So I'm going to start trimming it. As you can see, he hits it there. There we go. I'm going to also do this. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him. And I'm going to split it again like this. Was the thing that it was attacking was a treat. Realize was I'm gonna split it again doing my trim method. Was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. I'm gonna do it again, and then he starts to eat it. And does anything happen? And I actually want to get someone like the tube getting out because that looks funny. So what I'm gonna do is also click O on my keyboard. So these are just gonna be the rendering points. I like having this because if you go into your plus in the bottom right into the button editor, you can bring in this thing called loop playback, and that's what I'm gonna click right here, and that's basically just gonna restart it to the beginning. And then he starts to eat it. This cat was refusing to eat. I didn't have the split here, but let's watch the video now and see how it looks. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. This cat was... Now this might be a good short, but of course it's never a good short. It needs to be perfect. How is this gonna go viral when there's hundreds of people doing the exact same thing as this? Well, you got to stand out from everyone. So let me show you exactly what you're gonna do to stand out. He was refusing to eat his food as he thought. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of keeping this static, I'm gonna do another pro trick. I'm gonna do double this time things or the stopwatches, and I'm gonna go forward a few bit, and then I'm gonna zoom in like this. Okay, but now this is what it looks like. It was an enemy, but what I'm actually gonna do is have it throughout the whole clip as he thought it was an enemy. So as you can see, as he thought it was an enemy, so he started hitting it. And you can even also add some tracking to it as well, like tracking to the cat. So I could kind of zoom in a bit. And so he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat... Boom, now let's watch that back. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a true... And this is actually very zoomed out. And another great tip I'm about to give you is that you got to frame your things better. So remember when I said that I was going to do the text first because I want to be able to move on to the next step? Well, this next step is framing the videos properly, making sure that your subject is always in the center of your frame. So what is in the subject here, or what is in the frame? Nothing. It is there's a cat down here, but you're going to have to look all the way up to see where your text is. I think you guys are kind of seeing, I'm kind of just pointing at my thing as if you can see. Whoops, I mean do that. But you want to make sure that your subject is kind of above their text. So as you can see, out of focus, but here it's good because it's right here. You're able to see what's happening here. And of course you could drag this up a bit like this. This actually might be a lot better, but I didn't do that because I'm an idiot. This cat was refusing to eat. I see eat his subject here. Thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat didn't set. And the reason I don't have the subject in the center here is because now it's kind of making the video, it's kind of making the viewer question what's about to happen. When you zoom out, you're kind of taking them out of perspective, making them think of what's about to happen. What the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking. But here I want to make sure that the viewer understands what's going on. So I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Was the thing that it was attacking and I'm going to go like this, zoom in slowly like this, and then I'm going to drag this on all along, and then he starts to eat it, and maybe like this, and then he starts to eat it. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it thinking it was going to harm him, but what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along, and then he starts to eat it. This cat was refusing. Perfect short right there, but we're also missing the sound effects and of course the music. So I'm gonna go find some random music. This might be a good song. Oh yeah, let's do this song. This is the evergreen song. Might get me claimed or whatever. Boom, perfect. And this is gonna be good because I can align the beat drop to him eating it. Was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along, and just for the sake of the short, I don't recommend you do this, but I'm gonna extend this just to make the video look better. But I wouldn't do this for retention because the views are gonna drop off here, And I'm actually going to upload this video to show you guys where views are going to drop and where I think it's going to drop. But it's definitely going to drop here. There's going to be a lot of drop coming here. But that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. Good. But now we got to adjust the audio. And go off this right here, green meter. You want to be going off of, because if it peaks red, let me show you what happens when it peaks red. Oh yeah, we're adjusting audio. But before we adjust audio, we got to get the sound effects in, man. So a lot of people also like having a whoosh in the beginning of their videos. And if you are going to use like, even like this goes for any sound effect, if you are going to use it, make sure it's kept down to a minimum, because that will actually cause your viewers to swipe off if it is too loud and they don't know what's going on because they can't hear you over the sound effect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this clicking sound effect, put it here. This cat was refusing, and I'm going to turn it down because it's too much. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. Now what I'm going to do is turn up the audio for my actual voiceover, simply because it is too low. As you can see, it's only green. Hold on, even if I mute it, green. That's not what we want. We want it to be a bit higher. So I'm going to drag it. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. And this is one thing that a lot of you guys need to do, is adjust your audio properly, because a lot of people will settle for bad video quality. They'll settle for random other stuff, but they won't settle for is bad audio. If you have bad audio, they will not watch your video. So make sure your audio is on point. This cat was refusing to eat. Now let's get that food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it. And remember, background music should be in the background, not doing vocals. You're not in a studio, okay? Turn down the background music. It was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing but have it there just so they can hear it. That it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. Like, this might be pretty good actually for the audio, but I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit, because since this cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was, and I'm actually gonna do a little song transition to. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. Wholesome video. Pretty good. So in my eyes, this is a very good video to do. And one thing that you guys need to focus on as well is being sure that you don't get hit with reuse content or with the copyright strike, because the second you get a copyright strike is when your channel will die. Once you get a copyright strike, YouTube will just stop showing your videos to everyone, and you don't want that happening. And the best way to work around it is including the person's @ or username of the video, because the last thing you want is for them to see your video and see that you just took it, put a voiceover on top, added some visuals, and didn't credit the person. So I recommend you credit them in the video, in the description of the video, and make a pinned comment as well, because that way they'll be able to get the most amount of traffic to their original video, which is the most important thing, because you guys don't want to be just not giving people credit. It's not worth it. Think about it from the other person's way. If you were making a video and then someone just took it, did not give you credit, and they got 100 million views and didn't get any credit for it, you're going to be a bit pissed off. So really keep in mind that you want to be giving people credit. So I'm just going to thing is, I actually don't know. Do I still have it? Oh, I do. Joy virals. And look, this guy has a bunch of cat videos that you can take. He has this. He also has this. Boom, another one. So I could take that one and use it, but let's see what the disclaimer is. Oh, look, perfect. So they don't own any of the videos. So let's try going into that one video I found. Go into the description. TikTok ID Chen. So this is it. I'm going to take this, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it into this. Bam. And then you're obviously going to want to change it so it looks good. So I'm going to use Sema Nova. Add this. It's not changing anything, is it? What the? Okay, thing is bussin'. This thing is broken. Oh my goodness, Premiere Pro. What the hell is wrong with you? I like to keep this around 35 size. Oh, but this bold is way too much. Boom, put the bold, and then you can put it anywhere. I like putting it here. It's kind of above your username in the YouTube shorts, and just put it anywhere. And there is a cutoff point on this side, so there's going to be a cutoff point right here and then along right here. So if I were to put it here, they actually wouldn't see the @ so you kind of want to put it a bit this way, because there is a cutoff point, believe it or not. And you can also change the color of this so it kind of steers away from something else. So like, I'm just going to do green. Refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. And the only thing that I would improve on is the voiceover, because I would make myself a bit more energized in this. because no one wants to hear when this cat ate his food. Like, no one wants to hear that. This cat was refusing to eat his food. I would have been like, this cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. You know, something crazy to keep the viewer intact. But overall, let's check the video and see how it's looking. This cat was refusing to eat his food as he thought it was an enemy. So he started hitting it, thinking it was going to harm him. But what the cat didn't realize was the thing that it was attacking was a treat all along. And then he starts to eat it. And you know what? You could actually add a subtle zoom as well, just to keep the audience. So these are just very little things that you will be looking out for when you make videos. And he starts to eat it. Like, there's subtle things that I could be changing all day. Like this, I'm going to go into my editing or my effects. I'm going to click fade out full thing, and that's just going to fade out. Okay, now I'm done. I'm done doing this stupid thing. I'm ready to make my first viral video. So next thing I'm going to do is click export. This is going to lead into the best export settings. So what you're going to do is click this. No, don't click that. What? Hold on. You're going to want to do 1080 by 1920. Boom. So that's what you're going to want to do first. And some people will do 60 FPS. But if you want to do cross posting across Instagram and TikTok, I really just recommend 30 FPS because it's what everything gets uploaded in except YouTube Shorts, because you can actually change the quality on your app on YouTube Shorts, like on your video when you're scrolling. But just keep it at 30 because it's going to be the most compatible throughout everything. This, I don't really know. You can just keep custom. You don't want to click render at maximum depth and render at maximum whatever that is. Next, I go to VBR pass 2. This is going to make it so it scans it twice throughout the whole thing. So it's going to go 1 pass and then 2 pass. I don't know. I've just been doing this a lot and it gives me good results. A lot of people do CBR, but I don't really recommend CBR because you can kind of get big file sizes. But this is what a lot of people recommend. I like to keep mine at 9 and 12, but you can also up this to 10 and 13 if you want a bit more, you know, quality. But overall, these are literally my export settings that I'd be using. Let's change this. Bam. Let's change where the video goes. I don't really have any expectation of this going viral. Like, there's no way. It might get 10,000 views. I might get a couple hundred, but overall, it's good enough. So this is my YouTube studio. We got 0 views. Analytics, we got the 0. Community. Oh yeah, so now for your channel, you want to obviously get a good profile picture and a good name. I'm just going to say channel maker, but you definitely want to pick a profile picture that matches your niche. So if I was doing the cat niche, I'd find a picture of a funny cat. I'd change my name to like Whisker Hunters or something like that, or Whisker Friends, and put cat videos all over my thing. Next is you want to have this unlocked, which is the channel and future eligibility. See, I'm eligible for all of this. Actually, I'm not. But your goal is to have all this stuff. I usually just send in my ID and phone number and things like that, but I'm not doing that for this account just because it doesn't really matter. But that's something you want to be looking out for. Now I'm going to walk you guys through how to post a video. Now, this is where a lot of people also get messed up on, is how to upload a video. And I'm telling you, it is the easiest thing ever. Bring it on here. For the title, you want to make sure it's below 40 characters, as if it's above 40 characters, when you go into the YouTube Shorts, it's going to kind of cut off a bit like this when it has the 3 dots. So you want to make it short and sweet. So I'm going to say cat. Wait, what was the video? When cat misunderstands kindness. So I'm going to say when cat. No, actually, I'm going to kind of replicate this, but change a few things. So when a cat, I don't know, what could we say? When a cat tries to starve itself. Nah, let's do, I don't even know what the title is. Nah, I'm just going to do, boom, this is a decent title. Whoever says titles don't matter in YouTube Shorts is kind of lying to you, because they kind of do, kind of don't. But try to keep it below 40 and make it somewhat interesting and a bit clickbaity, like at times. But this, or don't even make it clickbaity, just make it straight to the point and interesting. Next thing I like to do is you don't even have to have a description, but I like to have hashtag shorts just because. I'll click enter, and you can add some random stuff like this cat was enjoying his time, even though he wasn't. Actually, no, let's say this cat act. Now, a lot of people like putting their titles in the caption in the second or first line, but like I said, it does not matter. Next thing I do is at the person, at the creator, because you always got to do that. Next thing, not made for kids, and a lot of you guys like doing this pointless thing. Does it have any altered things? Does it have this? Look at this. I don't even care about this. Tags? Let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this right now. If any YouTube short person is telling you to actually go down here and put these stupid things. This does not matter. You're wasting your time doing this. I don't think I've ever done this in my entire life, and yet I've gotten hundreds of millions of views. So get the fuck out of here. Get that out of here. Next thing, don't care about this. People, you can test with this. This will just essentially post the videos to your subscribers. So say you have a subscriber, you know, when you first go on your homepage and you see this first row of the things. Oh, let's actually look at this thing. But you see this first row, your channel will pop up here with its newest video that always comes up. So you can turn this off if you start, like, maybe you're reviving an old channel and you don't want your new viewers to see your new type of content, then you can do this, and it also notifies subscribers. This also does kind of notify them sometimes, so you can have that on, but I always have this on. I always have that on. Category, again, keep this on people's and blogs. I don't even think I've changed this for any of the different types of content. I keep this. You can, you know what, maybe you can change this if you want to experiment with this, but I keep it on people's and blogs because it does not matter, like I said, unless someone proves me wrong. If someone proves me wrong, then that will matter. But I can tell you right now, tags, they don't matter at all. Video elements, check, visibility, public. And now, lastly, you want to make sure that you're posting at a consistent time every single day. And that does not mean I'm telling you to find the best upload. Like, there is no real upload schedule, like the best times to post on YouTube, because on the long term, YouTube videos, like especially shorts, doesn't really get impacted on what time you post it, but more so the consistency of time. And I know it doesn't really say that. It says the long-term performance doesn't really matter when you post it, but posting at a consistent time does actually matter, because you need YouTube to be pushing your content out to the right people at the right time. And if you're posting at 3 a.m. and then 2 p.m. and then 9 a.m., like, you're giving YouTube very weird mixed signals, and the videos won't be pushed to the right people. But of course, you can experiment with that as well. But I personally like finding a consistent time. So find a good day in your schedule. So right now it's 11:22 p.m. I like posting around like 1 to 2 p.m. just because I'm able to be home and post it directly. But just because, let's say I'm going to start posting every day on this channel at 11:22 p.m. So I am going to click next, publish the video, then boom. Now let's compare my video. We can't really compare it because it's a different video, but let's just see what this video did.
The cat
So this video has 19 views. I'm going to tell you exactly why.
became an internet star when he pretended to be a toy so that a small child would not touch it. The cat froze when the child approached him. Even the eyes looked straight all the time. As soon as the child left, the cat immediately sprang back to life.
Okay, pretty shit, gonna lie. Now we got the length good, it's at an 18 seconds, but as you can see, there's no cutting, there's no jump cuts like I was telling you guys about with the mini space cuts. Oh, I didn't tell you guys okay, like he didn't have any of these cuts that I was talking about, like this. See, it was just a plain video of the cat. Like, I could have easily made this video of the plain cat just eating, but I made sure to have these cuts to make sure, and these mini zooms, so the viewer would stay engaged. But he didn't do any of that. Another way that I want to show you guys to have these cuts is, if you don't want to do jump cuts like this, you can do cuts where it is you changing the position of the clip. So let's say it's this, and then I'm going to zoom it in a bit more. This is going to be like the same exact thing as doing what I just did. See, jump cut, then I'm going to just go back to normal. Oh wait, I got to do this and then change these ones. Okay, let's see. So we got jump cut, and I don't really recommend you use it a lot, but this is good for if you don't want to do those jump cuts. But yeah, he's not doing that in this thing. He's not doing it at all. The narration is god awful. You can tell it's not a real voice. And the background. Okay, let's listen to this.
The cat became an internet star when he...
I am more focused on the whatever that news broadcast thing, that stock news broadcast footage sound effect is, compared to what he's saying. So that's not a good thing you want. So maybe if that was turned down lower, but the music choice that he had in this was god awful.
Pretended to be a toy so that a small child would...
Like, am I watching a news reporting? Then what is this? What is this? A subscribe and like button? You don't need this. If you do want to do this, put it at the end of the video, not midway through. But you know what? He does have it in a good spot. So I wouldn't even say this was the main cause of his downfall on this video, because it doesn't really matter that much. But don't be putting this, because it makes your videos not look clean. But I would recommend maybe having like a like button at the very end of the video, because that will maybe increase the likes. But anyway, good thing is the main thing is actually in focus, so it's in the center of the screen, but the captions are in a weird spot kind of, but it's still good enough because you can see the subject and you can see the text right below it. Okay, so let's just go on his channel. Yeah, well, I know April 24th. Yeah, we all know why this channel died. He's going from automotive to waterfalls and like quizzes. This would never work.
A technology from Norway.
You guys are okay. One thing in my Discord is a lot of you guys are sending me your channels, and it kind of looks like, doesn't look exactly like this. None of your guys' videos look this bad. I'm just roasting this guy so bad. But none of you guys' videos look like this bad, but it's on the brink of looking like this. Like, who wants to watch this?
That has made cyclists happy. On steep climbs right.
And you can see this guy's probably one of those people that's complaining about getting no views on his videos. And you wonder why? It's because his videos just suck.
Simultaneously frightening and stunning footage of a storm was captured in Argentina during a train.
Bro, I feel like I'm gonna get kidnapped or something watching this. Like this does not seem real. There's people that are actually making this. There's no good sound effects. The voice is messed up. The text is weird. You don't know what's going on. Like, no wonder this has no views at all. 1 view.
Which of these animals can sleep?
Okay, come on. Like, videos like this, you guys are making like, find what is working and stick to it, okay? And now that is gonna bring me to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this full-on course that I just showed you, from going from complete beginner not knowing what to do to now making your very first YouTube short. And the only thing I didn't really go over is how to make your channel, like how to do your channel setup in the description, things like that. But you can go find it somewhere else. And now that is basically going to be it for this video. I just taught you guys how to make your very first short on YouTube and everything that goes into making it. And I really hope you guys found this valuable, as if I had this video, I would have definitely been a lot better. And now this is the most important step, which is just sticking to it and posting a video every single day and constantly improving. You will probably find very low spots in your journey on this. I most certainly have, getting those 0 views, no views, or getting videos that you put a lot of work into and just not getting anything. If you really do want to make this work, you will find a way to make it work. And I guarantee you that if you just do everything that I taught you in this and continue it for like 60, 96 months, you will succeed in it 100%. That is pretty much it. And I am out. Peace. If you still get to the end, this is a little bit of the bonus tip for anyone that wanted to know what the actual stats were on the video. These are basically going to be it. So it had a 113% retention, which honestly isn't actually that bad, but it should be a lot higher for a 13-second video. If this video was to go viral, it would have to have at least 150% retention on it, but that's basically only because it's a 13-second video, so I wasn't really expecting the retention. But I did say that the retention was going to go down near the end, and it kind of does, but not at the part that I was talking about, and that could just be solved through better editing or better clips to find. If we make our way to the swipe rate, you'll see that we have a 70% swipe rate, which isn't too bad, but it definitely isn't enough to make you go viral. But I know if I were to consistently post on this channel, it probably would go somewhere, maybe 100k easily, just through this type of content that I was making. And seeing from the amount of views that I got as well in the first few days, I think it's at like 9,000 views and shown feed 13,000, so that's actually not too bad. But overall, if I were to continue, I would always improve every single short. There we go.